So I figured now I'll talk about the inflation fallacy. Every single libertarian, and to a lesser extent Republicans and all other conservative parties or conservative people, love to talk about how we cannot produce more of something because it will inflate it, and it will inflate the price, etc. Number one, if this were true, nearly everything would be free. Right now, music, video games, everything would be free, if not near free, because they can be infinitely reproduced. That's the problem. That's why a lot of these industries are trying to set anti-piracy laws. The movie industry, the music industry, the video game industry, they're all so worried about piracy. Why? Not that many people are pirating. But the point is, in principle, they could, and in principle, it does cause inflation. And that's what they're worried about. They're worried about us realizing we don't need them anymore. And we can just get the product we so desire without having to jump through hoops and suck their fucking dick to get it. And that's what they're worried about. They're not worried about, enforcing their trademark, what they work so hard for, what's theirs, properly theirs, or any of that shit. It comes down to, oh noes, we might lose our ball-sucking competitions. We might lose access to these hordes of fans, sticking their butts up in the air, waiting for us to fuck them. That's what it comes down to. The bourgeoisie knows that their time is up. They are dying. They have buried themselves too deep in the ground from their own mass production and their own mass enslavement to ever get out of this mess. So they're doing whatever they can. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about inflation and how it does not apply. It only applies because force is applied. Because enough violence and enough propaganda is spewed in order to make you believe that it applies. But that's it. It's just a matter of belief. It has nothing to do with objective principle. I have in my possession several coins. Here is a nickel. It's worth 5 cents. Here's a quarter. It's worth 25 cents. That means it's worth 5 nickels. This is a dollar, a silver dollar. It's worth, well, actually, this is more of a gold dollar, but whatever. It is worth 4 quarters and 20 nickels. What is my point here? My point is, none of these coins matter. It's just metal. That's all it is. And the only value it objectively has is what metal can produce. What can metal produce? Well, metal can produce buildings. It can produce bullets. That's always valuable. It can produce just about anything. So the value is not in the value of the number on the coin. It's in the product. It's in the metal itself and the labor it took to make the metal, to forge it, to bend it, and to make it look like this. So knowing that, why do they have these values? Because somewhere along the way, someone much like a moderator, decided that everything was going to have a value. Every single labor, every single product, every single everything. From a glass of water to the air we breathe, everything has some kind of value in a numerical scale. So, this silver dollar can buy you whatever the moderators deem equivalent of a dollar's worth of labor or product. And such with whatever amount you want to spew. But it's bullshit. Because it isn't affected by the numbers themselves. If suddenly everyone has a dollar, it does not stop a candy bar from being a dollar. The candy bar is still a dollar because that's what they've deemed appropriate for it. So the only reason they're going to inflate the price of the candy bar is because, oh noes, now everyone can get a candy bar. God forbid we should all be equal. So that's why they increase the price of the candy bar. Not because anything else has changed. The labor to make the candy bar is still the same. The worth of the candy bar is still the same. It's still just a sugary treat. Everyone still has just $1, which was the set amount for the candy bar. So, what's the point of inflation? What's the point of worrying about it? Nothing would change if we had 1 billion trillion of these, or like 10 of these. It would not matter. Because at the end of the day, it comes down to what people are willing to cooperate with. The fact is, if I am willing to do a job for you, let's say I'm willing to clean your toilet for 5 of these. Okay, so you give me 5. It doesn't fucking matter if there's 5 bajillion in the world. It doesn't fucking matter. Because you're giving me 5, and then I can use that 5 however I see fit. I could buy 5 candy bars with it, whatever. And such and so forth. Ad infinitum. So, why is inflation a problem? Why is inflation even a fucking topic when money is just some primitive scale we use to measure labor and to measure product? You know, so it completely boggles my mind that all these hardcore capitalists think they're so intellectual talking about it. And at the end of the day, as much as they talk about the non-force principle, and it's all about consent, man, and that's why communists don't understand this, they just want to hurt people and be authoritarian and kick puppies, you know? But meanwhile, they forget that at the end of the day, the only reason we deal with all of this bullshit is because we allow ourselves to. We allow this to happen. We allow this coin to mean anything. If we stop that, capitalism would collapse. Capitalism collapses the moment we say, no, this isn't what's worth money, I'm worth money. I'm worth labor. I could create all of these and more. I could create the candy bar, I could create the house, I could create the sky if I fucking wanted to. That's what's valuable. Me. And because I'm the thing that's valuable, I'm going to decide what is and isn't acceptable behavior for me to live by. That's the idea behind communism. It has nothing to do with all this bullshit of, you know, economic turmoil and things like that. It's about ending the class war. It's about the idea that people are valuable, not the products of their labor, not the numerical values set before them. The people are valuable. And therefore the people decide what is what. But that concept will completely elude all the bourgeoisie wannabes, whether it be libertarians or conservatives or, you know, Democrat revisionists, whatever. They just don't want to see it. They want to believe that this coin has some kind of value, but it doesn't, and it never will. It just comes down to what we give it, the value we give it, the value we choose to give it, the value that we have come to believe it has because of years and years of lying to our faces. From the moment we are born, we are told that we have to work for the money rather than the money's working for us. The money is just designed for us to trade amongst each other and to give us a sense of purpose. It's just there so that we don't kill each other for what we want. You know, if I want your candy bar, I shouldn't have to fucking bargain with you and, you know, pull out teeth to get it. So, that's why they invented money. Because, look at the internet. I shouldn't have to fucking bargain with people to just be able to post what I want to post. Other people get to post what they want to post for free. But somehow Jim Profit doesn't, because they want to think Jim Profit is an inferior person. They want Jim Profit to be down here and them up here because they're bullies and they're terrorists. And I'm just supposed to deal with that. And in a capitalist society, that sort of treatment is encouraged because it's all about class warfare. It's all about making people struggle and making people have to compete for basic essentials. And at the same time, by doing that, it raises them up. It exalts them, because if they push me down, then I have to work hard to get back up, which benefits them, because then I have to trade my labor and my time and my good graces just to get where everybody else was to fucking begin with. And that's what it's about. Capitalism is vampirism. Capitalism is rape. Capitalism is violence. Those are the methods it uses to create artificial value. And this idea that if you somehow have more of these, that everything is torn asunder is worthless. It's complete bullshit. The only reason that they care so much about how many of these are floating around is because then more and more people begin to realize that it's all a lie, that none of it actually matters, that the only thing that matters is their lives, the only thing that matters is their happiness and how many civil liberties they have and what they are able to do with their time. That's all that fucking matters, is just how happy and how healthy they are. And guess what? In capitalism, you're not allowed to be all that happy and healthy. So, think about that. Think about just how little all this shit of money and finances matters, and more so about how much bullshit you have allowed yourself to put up with, how much you have allowed yourself to be subjected to constant degrading and constant molestation from every front, be it your employer, be it your teacher if you're in college or were in school as a child, be it even your parents or your friends. Everyone is fucking you over. Everyone is out to get you, because that is the sicko system that we've created for ourselves. Fucking stop. So, that's all I have to say.